Hello students, myself Ashok Sukhdev Kamble, assistant teacher at Rashtriya Jaltarampattu Sagar Patil Vidyalaya Dhawale. Today we are going to learn Standard 7th General Science, chapter number 19, Properties of a Magnetic Field. If you like this my video, then please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Let's recall. Question first. Where and how are magnets used in our houses and surroundings? Answer. Magnets are used to make a tight seal on the doors to refrigerators and freezers. They power speakers in stereos, earphones and televisions. Magnets are also used to store data in computers and are important in scanning machine called MRIs, magnetic resonance imaging, which doctors used to look inside people's body, etc. Question second. In which direction does a freely suspended magnet settle? A freely suspended magnet comes to rest in the north-south direction. Question third. What are the names given to the two ends of a magnet? Why are they named thus? The two ends of a magnet are called poles and are always different from each other. The end that points north, if allowed to move freely, is called the north pole. The other end is the south pole. These magnetic poles behave rather like electric charges. Each magnet has a north pole and south pole. Question fourth. Which metals are used for making magnets? Answer. Magnets are made from alloys of iron, cobalt and nickel. Nippermug, an alloy of iron, nickel, aluminium and titanium is used to make magnets. We have also learned that alnico is a magnetic alloy of aluminium, nickel and cobalt. Question 5th. What are the characteristics of magnets? Properties of magnets. Magnets have magnetic poles. Magnets have magnetic forces. Magnets have magnetic fields. Magnets attracts objects made of iron, nickel and cobalt. Magnets have two poles, the north pole and the south pole. Poles always exist in pairs. They cannot be separated. Opposite poles of two magnets attract each other. Like poles of two magnets repel each other. If a magnet is suspended freely by a thread, it aligns itself in the north-south direction. Now we are study magnetism. How magnetism produce in magnetic materials. The steel bar will be seen to have developed magnetism. This method of magnetism is called the single touch method. The magnetism created by this method is of low strength and lasts for a short time. Here we have studied double touch method. This method of magnetism is called the double touch method. The magnetism generated by this method lasts longer compared to that generated by the single touch method. Earth, a gigantic magnet. The scientist William Gilbert gave a scientific explanation. The south pole of this magnet must be near the geographical north pole of the earth, while the magnetic north pole is near the geographical south pole. Magnetic needle. A freely suspended magnet comes to rest in the north-south direction. Magnetic field. The intensity of a magnetic field is low where the lines of force are sparse, and the intensity is high where the lines of force are concentrated. Properties of magnetic lines of force. Michael Faraday's concepts of lines of force. Magnetic lines of force are imaginary connecting lines. Faraday introduced the concept of lines of force in order to explain magnetic attraction and repulsion. Magnetic lines of force always run from the North Pole to the South Pole. The South Pole may be of the same magnet or different one. Magnetic lines of force are in a state of tension like stretched spring. Magnetic lines of force repel each other. Magnetic lines of force do not intersect each other. The number of magnetic lines force at a particular point determines the strength of the magnetic field there. Penetrating ability of the magnetic field. Metal detectors. The function of these machines is based on electromagnets. Metal detectors are used in very important places like an airport, bus station, certain temples and buildings. They are used for inspection of persons entering these places. Metal detectors are used to detect very precious articles and also in the food processing industry to detect any iron, steel, objects mixed unknownly in foodstuff, as this would be harmful to health. In geology, these machines are used to detect the presence and the quality of metals. Now we are going to solve an exercise. Question first, write the appropriate term in the blanks. The alloys called nippermug and alnico are used for making industrial magnets. A magnetic field can pass through cardboard and bottle. The intensity of a magnetic field is indicated by the lines of force. The real test of magnet is repulsion. Question second, with whom should I pair up? Compass pair, a magnetic needle. Door of cupboard, a magnet. Repulsion, like poles. Magnetic pole, the highest magnetic force. Question third, write answers to the following questions. Distinguish between the two methods of making artificial magnets. There are two methods, single touch method and double touch method. Firstly, we discuss about single touch method. In this method, one magnet is used to magnetism the steel bar. In this method, the magnet is dragged from one end of the steel bar to another end. As only one magnet is used to induce magnetism, this method is called a single touch method. The magnetism created by this method is of low strength and lasts for a short time. Now discuss about double touch method. In this method, two magnets are used to magnetize the steel bar. In this method, two magnets are dragged from the middle of the steel bar to the opposite directions. As two bar of magnets are used to induce magnetism, this method is called a double touch method. The magnetism created by this method is of high strength and lasts for a longer time. Question B. Which substance are used for making electromagnets? The substance used for making electromagnets are an iron nail, insulated copper wire, one or more batteries, and a pair of wire strippers. Question C. Write a note on magnetic field. As shown in the figure, we conclude that the region around a magnet where the magnetic force acts on an object is called a magnetic field. The magnetic field around a magnet can be shown by means of magnetic lines of force. The intensity of the magnetic field can be obtained from the number of lines of force. The intensity of magnetic field is low where the lines of force are sparse, and the intensity is high where the lines of force are concentrated. A magnetic field is the magnetic effect of electric currents and magnetic materials. The magnetic field at any given point is specified by the both direction and the magnitude. Magnetic fields are produced by electric current. Question D. Why is a magnetic needle used in a compass? As shown in the figure, we say that the magnetic compass is the most familiar compass type. Its function as a pointer to magnetic north, the local magnetic meridian. Because the magnetized needle at its heart aligns itself with the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field. A compass is an instrument used for navigation and orientation that shows directions related to the geographical cardinal direction. Question E. Explain with the help of diagram how the intensity and direction of the magnetic field of a bar magnet can be determined. As shown in the figure, we conclude that the region around a magnet where the magnetic force acts on an object is called a magnetic field. The magnetic field around a magnet can be shown by means of magnetic lines of force. The intensity of the magnetic field can be obtained from the number of lines of force. The intensity of a magnetic field is low where the lines of force are sparse, and the intensity is high where the lines of force are concentrated. A magnetic field is the magnetic effect of electric currents and magnetic materials. The magnetic field at any given point is specified by both the direction and the magnitude. Magnetic fields are produced by electric current. Question 4th. Give detailed information about how the merchants of olden times used a magnet while traveling. Answer. The merchants of older times used a magnet whose north-south side was known. When the magnet is freely suspended, the north pole of the magnet settles in the direction of the geographical north pole of the earth. This is how the merchants come to know the direction while traveling. The idea for using lodestone in a compass first appeared in China. The first compass were made of lodestone, a naturally magnetized ore of iron. The Chinese used a south-pointing spoon, which when thrown upon the ground comes to rest pointing at the south. Then the transition was made from lodestone spoons to iron needles. In the medieval period, a magnetic needle in the shape of a fish floating in the bowl of water was as compass. Pointing south, it was called a floating compass. In the 20th century, liquid-filled magnetic compass began to appear. There is a lesser-known compass called a dry marine compass. In this way, we are completed here exercise. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel Ayush Spardha Pariksha Academy. If you like this my video, please like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you friends.